Hello there guys, what is going on? Son of Chelsea back here again for another edition of my Team Selector, the last Team Selector of the year for the game against Arsenal tomorrow at the Emirates Stadium in the Premier League. Chelsea once again looking to bounce back, and it's another London derby against the North London side. It's very weird and strange how the fixture list has worked out, that we play Arsenal and Spurs basically in the space of a week. That's the way it's gone, and it's very weird going into this game because as a Chelsea fan who's watched us recently, you do feel that Chelsea are a better away side. You do feel games like this maybe are good for Chelsea, and Chelsea can express themselves more, and some of the positives of our game can come out. But of course, it is still Arsenal. Mikel Arteta is now their manager. I'm sure because of how dour their season has been, there's going to be that enthusiasm and that hope from Arsenal fans to create a good atmosphere and get a good result at home. But I do think it'll be intriguing, and I do think Chelsea will probably have more space, which can make us a very dangerous side. I think the most interesting thing going into this game, formation. What formation will Frank play? Because he played, two on Thursday's game against Southampton. He played the 3-4-3 against Spurs, which worked so well. What is the best formation? Because it's always difficult, especially in the position I am, to go, what is he going to use? Because we've just had a really poor performance. But then if you go back to the last away performance, he played the 3-4-3 and it worked wonderfully well. I'm going to stick with the 3-4-3. Arsenal do play a 4-2-3-1, so there could be that concern that Chelsea could get a bit outnumbered in midfield, but that didn't happen against Spurs, and I do think that Arsenal are prone to give away a lot of space between their defence and midfield. And I think that's what he'll probably go with. I think the struggle is, what formation will he use at home? I think that's the big key question, which of course won't be answered in this game. So going into my team, Kepa in goal, Zuma, Rudiger, Tomori. One of those could change because of the wing back I'm playing. One of the wing backs I'm playing, and that is Reece James. I really want to see Reece James come in here. I don't know if it was something to do with an injury. I was really shocked that he wasn't even on the bench against Southampton. That was really strange to me. But I think this is the perfect time to bring him in. Especially at wing back. If he wants to play Dave, he could shift Dave back to that back three. We've seen how good he's played in that position before, but I think Reece James should be one of the wing backs for me. Mateo Kovacic will be back from his suspension, so I think he'll start alongside N'Golo Kante, who I think really had a poor display. A lot of players did against Southampton, but that was strange. I mean, N'Golo usually at worst, he's going to give you a 7 out of 10, but that was a strange game, so hopefully he'll be back to his best in this game. And I do think if we're going to play this three-back system, I think Marcos Alonso will probably play at left wing back, simply because I said this before Southampton. I think he'll be fresh, but he's got this ability to score big goals in derby games. If he only plays 4 games a season, these are the ones you want him playing, because he's got that ability. And he's a specialist player, specialist position. I think he could play in this role if Frank wants to play the 3-4-3. We saw how well he worked against Spurs. And in the inverted wingers, I want to see Christian Pulisic start. I think he did try and make an impact against Southampton. I think there was definitely more enthusiasm when he came on the pitch. Didn't start the previous 2 games, so I think this is a good game to bring him back in. And I do think Mason Mount, now lots of people will say, why aren't you playing Willian? I think that just Mason Mount, I think what you saw against Southampton was as soon as Mount came on the pitch, suddenly Tammy and him, we were getting further up the pitch. Now, that was down to a change of system as well, but we saw what Mason Mount did against Tottenham. And I definitely think he's so powerful in an inverted winger position, because he just has more freedom to express himself. He can go into different areas, and he doesn't have that same responsibility in central midfield. So I think he really is dangerous there, and I think the connection between him and Tammy is so important. And Tammy looked more likely to score than he was in the first half when Mount wasn't there. And Christian Pulisic, I think, is a dangerous player, and I'd like to see him within this system, because when Frank has played the system, we haven't seen a lot of Christian Pulisic within it, so I'd like to see how that could work. But that is my team selector ahead of the game against Arsenal tomorrow. It's always a difficult game against Arsenal at the Emirates. It really is. They've had a really poor start to the season, yes, but it still is a London derby. I could throw out all the cliches before. And Arsenal do have some really dangerous players on their day. Aubameyang and Lacazette, both of those could be starting. Nicolas Pepe could come off the bench, and I think there will be sort of similar impact maybe that Everton had when Duncan Ferguson came in, and Chelsea have to be wary of that, of course, and of course the hostile atmosphere as well. So those are my thoughts. That is my lineup. Give me your lineups in the comments below. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch this video. If you did enjoy it, hit that subscribe button and the notification bell to never miss an upload. Follow me on Twitter at Son of Chelsea, and I'll see you again.